Welcome back to my channel, guys. So today I think I got a pretty cool one for you. So going to my local Walmart, grabbing a few things that I needed. Always I walk through the toy aisle and I'm always peeping out if there are any new arcade classics machines. Typically they're not, but sometimes some of them go on sale and whatnot. But today I did come across Miss Pac-Man. I do not keep close tabs on the release of these. I know Glenn's Retro Show, I know he pays attention to this stuff and his group does as well. But me, I'm just kind of, on the fly. If I see these things, I'm grabbing them, especially the full color ones that use like an NES and arcade type ROM. Really dig them. And seeing Miss Pac-Man today, I was like, oh my god, I have to have it. And then I also saw Asteroids, which is an old one, and it is not a full color one. It uses kind of that old school, I don't know how to explain it, what it's exactly called, like the vector graphics. I don't know, but it was on sale for $10, so I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and grab it. And actually, without noticing, the lady scanned the Asteroids one twice instead of scanning the Miss Pac-Man one. I didn't pay attention to that until I looked at my receipt when I got home. So I actually got both of them for $10 each. But that's not how it's supposed to go. The Miss Pac-Man one was supposed to be $20, guys. But hey, it is what it is. It does come with a little instruction manual just showing you how to put batteries in there. It does come with 3 batteries, I believe, the AAAs. So you're good to go. I haven't replaced any batteries on any of these guys yet. But at the same time, I haven't really used them quite a bit. I just think they're pretty neat, to have on a shelf, maybe mess with occasionally. I have played each one of these, just not extensively, you know what I'm saying? And, whenever you open these, you gotta do these little tabs that you gotta twist around. They could be kind of a pain in the ass, you know what I'm saying? But not a big deal. I think they're better than dealing with the little twist ties or zip ties, any of that kind of stuff. The little twisties or zip ties are a pain in the butt. These, at least, hey, you don't have to have a pair of scissors or a knife or anything. You can just get her out. So I'm digging this one. It's got that baby blue color. Most of them are black, but Rampage was the darker blue. And then Miss Pac-Man does have the lighter blue color, which I dig, with the little kind of pinkish color, yellow accents on the fake T-molding. The graphics, the old school Miss Pac-Man graphics on the side, I really dig that. When you get these, you do got to pull the little tab out so it's out of demo mode and you can actually play the game. I typically, when I look for these, I try to find one in the back of all of them. Make sure nobody's touched it because, man, they always have like fingerprints all over the screen and stuff. And I'm like, man, I want one that nobody's touched. So from the looks of this, I'm not 100%. This might be an NES ROM. But the thing is, are these playable? Are these something you can actually sit down and enjoy? And you're going to kind of have mixed feelings on that with certain people. To me, they're playable, but not necessarily the most enjoyable way to play these games. There's nothing wrong with the games, don't get me wrong. It's just, playing on this scaled down version with the smaller control stick that, has the restricted 4-way, which works well for Miss Pac-Man, for sure. You kind of got to get used to it a little bit. It's not as easy or as fun as playing with a controller or on an actual arcade machine. But given what this is, it's a novelty, it's an impulse buy item, and I can attest to that. This was definitely an impulse buy for me. I don't typically run out there looking for these, even though that's kind of a lie, because I have in the past for specific ones. I've gone on the hunt to find them. But as of late, I just go check it out. If there's some on sale, I'll grab it if I'm missing it. And that's just the way it is. But when I see a new one that I haven't heard of yet, or, previously from the week before that I went, they didn't have this one, it's like, yeah, I think I got to grab it. And I do think it's cool with the color graphics. The controls work decently well. It's Miss Pac-Man. There's not a lot you can say about it. It is a fun game. And I've seen a lot of people doing a lot of cool things with these, modifying them or creating almost like a mini arcade diorama type thing. I thought that was pretty cool. I've seen plenty of people doing things like that, setting up little little air, I don't know, like little, I guess a diorama. I don't know what the word would be for it, but like a scene, a mini arcade, and I think it's kind of neat because these ones definitely mimic arcade machines fairly well. Sure, you know, Miss Pac-Man doesn't have the vertical screen, and it's kind of condensed down on this screen that they use. You kind of imagine they're not gonna completely change these up for every release, but these ones I'm not 100% anymore. But I was pretty sure that these versions were mostly found in Walmarts, or some of them are Walmart exclusives, because the other ones that you find, they don't have the full color graphics. They use that vector type stuff like the old LCD screen, Tiger Electronics type graphics, but a little more advanced than that, I guess you would say. And those come in like blister packs, and you'll find those in other stores like Target and whatnot. No more Toys R Us though. I used to go to Toys R Us looking for the mini ones, the tiny arcades, but we don't have Toys R Us anymore. So that kind of sucks. But here's the Asteroids, and yeah, it says it includes the 3 AAA batteries, so that's a good thing. Like I said, I haven't changed the batteries on these guys yet, but I know it's advised to, because these are just, demo batteries, and they're probably not the highest quality, but hey, I don't really care. I don't really feel like investing in a bunch of AAAs right now, especially, having kids with a bunch of other things that need batteries. I'm good for now. But let's go ahead and check out this Asteroids one, because this was one of the non-full color ones that used the lower quality style screen and way of making the game perform. But it was the one I was the most interested in, besides the newer version of Pac-Man that was in color. The newer version of Pac-Man's a similar style to this. It doesn't actually use a ROM. It uses the old style, but it's in color, and it looked kind of neat. And I was actually hoping to find one of those today at Walmart when I went through there, but they were actually gone. They had a couple of them the other day, and I was hoping, man, like, these have been out for a minute. Maybe they'll be clearanced out. But luckily, the Asteroids one was clearanced out, and it was one I was hoping to find one day, being at a lower price. Because I don't really like paying the $20 for these machines if they're not an actual version of the game that is similar to the arcade style. This is fun. This is neat for Asteroids. Don't get me wrong. But as you see, it's very limited in the play style, with your cursor in the middle, your ship in the middle, just floating around on, that pre-designed, graphics that are inlaid in there. I'm not some kind of scientist on how these work, but for sure, this is the older, almost Tiger Electronics style that they'd use with this. But it's neat, and it's a lot more advanced than some of those kind of games, but it's not one I could sit there and play for an extended period of time like I could with these other ones. These other ones are really neat. This one's kind of cool too. Definitely, if you're on the hunt for any of these, always frequent your Walmarts and check and see if they clearance any of them out. Sometimes they'll move them around. When these first came out, they clearanced them fairly quickly, and then I guess they kind of gained some popularity, and then they just bumped them back up to regular price. And now it's like occasionally you'll find certain ones in like the little clearance section. In my Walmart, they'll have like racks in the back of the aisles or on the end caps, and they'll have some clearance items there. Occasionally, some of these will pop up back there for like $10, and I think that's pretty cool. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But Miss Pac-Man at $20, even though that's not what I paid, I was ready and willing to pay the $20 for it just because I thought it was pretty cool. Just playing it a little more, seeing if this 4-way stick works, and it does, but it kind of gets caught a little bit going in the diagonals, just because there's no space for it. It is restricted to 4-way, which is great for Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man, but just the way this is designed, it does get caught a little bit, but no big deal. And here's the tiny arcades, just kind of for comparison's sake. These are pretty cool too, but definitely not as playable as the basic fun arcade classic systems, I would say. But they're pretty neat too, and there's some new ones that came out as well that I'm trying to find. These have been out for a long while, and all 4 of the ones I have there were ones I got from Toys R Us, so kind of the last thing I bought from Toys R Us. And then here's a Neo Geo Mini the Japanese version, just for comparison's sake, you know, see the size difference there. Really dig having all these little mini arcades. I think it's fun to have them. Not trying to push them on people like, hey, go buy these. Just want you to be aware. They're pretty neat. If it's something you're into, hey, they make like, you know, nice little stocking stuffer type things, I would say. If you have somebody who's really into arcade stuff, it's a cheap little gift, you know, to kind of reminisce about the old days playing Miss Pac-Man in the 80s. Really cool stuff. So really do appreciate you guys spending this moment with me. Smash that like button, subscribe, and I will catch y'all next time. Peace out, bye-bye, and boom!